Three questions AFC teams must answer before the start of the year. We've kind of been doing this throughout the show. One of them, number 2, for the Browns, exploring options at wide receiver. I'm reasonably sure Odell Beckham Jr. won't be on their list. T.Y. Hilton, Julio Jones, Will Fuller, Cole Beasley, Emmanuel Sanders, some of the names that could be out there. Maybe it's just me. None of those make my ears go up enough to think that they'd be interested in them.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of years ago, obviously Julio Jones was one of the best in the business, right? Like that would have been one that caught your attention. I guess the one for me that I would maybe be curious to explore would be Will Fuller. Biggest problem with Fuller, obviously, is that he hasn't been able to stay on the field. The one year he was healthy and he was putting up big numbers. He was playing with Deshaun Watson, ironically enough, and he got popped for the PEDs, so that derailed that season. But I do think some of the familiarity there with him and Deshaun maybe plays into potentially my intrigue in exploring him. But also, that is like the one thing the Browns are missing for a receiver is a guy that potentially could, take the top off of defense, and Will Fuller definitely gives you that. So, I mean, I'd be willing to take a chance on it if it's your best option of that group. But I'm with you that none of these names are really that enticing. I think that's just kind of par for the course when you're this late in the game, maybe looking to explore your wide receiver options. This is kind of what you're stuck with. But all indications are from this team and this front office, they seem like they're going to ride it out with the young guys at this point, or at least see what they have to bring to the table in training camp. It seems like they're sort of hitching their wagon to these guys and thinking that they're going to put up big numbers, even though they're younger and maybe a little unproven.
Yeah, fair enough. And again, could change if they don't like what they see in training camp. You get midway through it and guys aren't developing like you see, then you might go back and revisit it. But fair